For those of you who are playing Minecraft or have at least played Minecraft, you guys may have asked yourself this one question at least one point in your career. It's, I want to build a really cool base, but I'm too lazy to, and so I'm going to rather watch a YouTube tutorial on it, right? Well, guess what? Look no further, because this is the survival base that you need, alright? Because as we take a look here, this is a custom house made none other by myself. As we can take a closer look. If we go into the bottom floor, we see that it's kind of dark in here, but it's because I haven't really lit it up yet. But yeah, it's checkered floors and whatnot with wood. But the top is where it's really at. You got really nice entranceway to the top. These wonderful windows that you can look out and with your shaders and be like, oh wow, Minecraft looks amazing. I mean, at least until you turn them off. But you know, hey, we don't talk about that. You know, we're gonna keep them on. Is it ideal for my PC? No. But you know what, we're going to continue off the tutorial. So basically we have a wonderful little balcony here that you could spy on your fellow creeper neighbors that which are creeping around your base, and you could snipe them from afar if you wanted to. But I mean, you know, say hello to them. Also say hello to my little buddy on my shoulder. Yeah, see, he's kind. I've yet to figure out what his name is. But this video is here to guide you on how to build this wonderful marvel of a house. And to be honest, I think all your friends will be jealous. So let's get right into the video. However, before I do get into the video, I just gotta say, if you clicked on this video and you want to see more content, more build tutorials like this, then feel free to leave a subscription down there and hit that like button, because both will help me out a ton as I try to reach my goal of 5,000 subscribers. And it's also really good for the algorithm. So I mean, like, there's no reason not to. Anyway, I'm definitely not stalling. Alright, so this is the general outline of the build that you'll need, with the purple wool being the bottom floor door, so where you'll enter the bottom floor as I showed earlier, and the orange wool being the pillars that we'll add later. You guys can pause the video for as long as you like. I'm not leaving anywhere unless you resume the video. So until then, I guess you're not going to figure out how to build the walls. So without any further ado, let's move on. Well, first of all, you're not going to learn how to build a wall if you don't have them, alright? So what you're going to do is that you're going to go to your entrance to these two orange dots right here, and you're just going to place stone bricks on top of them. And then you're just going to trace the outline with, you know, we're going to try just stone for right now, just to make it simple. We're just going to trace the outline, skip the orange dots, just go all the way around with our stone. So here's our general trace, and now we're going to build up the walls 3 blocks high. So just go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, all the way around. But once you have that done, we're going to start building up the logs of the house. So what you're going to need is that you're going to need some oak logs. I prefer oak logs because they kind of contrast the pink cherry vibe, as I noticed later. But you're just going to build up 3 for each one. And there you go. And for the last part of the logs, we're just going to put 2 right here. And then we're going to take our birch stair, and we're going to add it upside down, just like that. And now you have practically the bottom structure complete. This purple wool doesn't really seem applicable, so I'm just going to replace that with a cobblestone block and place a door on top of it. And now, our house is protected from uninvited visitors. Not this guy down here on my shoulder, not him. Now, unlike most builders, I kind of like getting the detail out of the way first instead of the overall structure. So what I mean by that is that I'm going to texture this first before going on further. And basically, we're just going to break the wall. I tend to have andesite, just regular andesite, and possibly even andesite, smooth or polished andesite at the top, because it just looks the best. Like, just look at that. The wall is instantaneously 2 times better. Woo! And then you could have cobblestone reaching more towards the bottom. And there you go. Maybe one right there. And it looks so much better. Just look at that. It looks like a mess, but it's beautiful, so it's acceptable. Once all of your walls have been textured, we can just continue starting to build the second floor, alright? And all you gotta do is quite literally just trace the top half, alright? And I'll tell you what to do after. Just leave these outer pillars, just quite frankly, just go around. Right. Now, once you have that done, this part is kind of tricky, but not also necessary. Alright, we're going to add a bit of an overhang, just to add a little more depth. As you can see, that just increased the build stability by like 50%. And so we're just going to go all the way around, just cover all the logs now. We're just going to add a little bit of an extra. Have the outline, basic outline of the house done. You can finally go to the second floor. So just fill it in with spruce planks or whatever wood kind of fits your palette. As long as it's like not birch wood, alright, we're fine. So this is the part where you have to pay close attention if you guys weren't already, but you're going to want to take your cherry logs. We're going to start building the pillars that we did for the first floor, but for the second floor. And we're going to take our cherry logs, we're going to build up 1, 2, 3 on this corner. Directly 3 blocks to the right of it. 1, 2, 3. You're going to place another one. 1, 2, 3. And you're going to have, this is going to be our window for later. We're not going to continue with that. We're going to skip 1, 2, 3. And right here across from this log, you're going to place another log just like that. And that way we'll get a little bit more depth out of this. Let's get to this section right here. You're going to want to build in, or just not build in, but go in 1, 2, 3, 4, and build right on the edge here. All right. It may look a little off right now, but it'll be worth it in the end. And this is where another window will go. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and we're going to place another one right there. Unlike the other side, we're not going to go out of block. We're just go 1, 2, 3, and we're just going to place it right here, directly behind it. Luckily for this one, we are just going to place another log right on top of this bottom one, so it looks like it's continuing. And we're just going to have a big window right here later. And then we're going to go over, we're going to go 1, down, 1, over 1, 1, 2, 3, and then right about here is where you should place your log, as it should be 2 blocks directly away from this one. 1, 2. And so you're just going to build up 3 block rule, which is 1, 2, 3. But not, instead of placing it here, we're going to go from here and go down 1 block. All right. And then we're going to have a bit like of a little bit of an angle here, but it should have 3 block gap right about there. And then this last one, or not in the second last, third to last, pardon me, you're going to go to this log right here, just like we did with that one, I believe, and we're just going to build up upon it 3 blocks. See, very simple. And you're going to, instead of having a 3 block gap, you're going to have a 4 block gap, which is perfectly normal for this build. And then right about here, we're going to have 1 right there and 1 right there, just to finish it all off. Probably one of the most simplest of tasks. All you got to do is fill in these pillars with cherry planks or whatever wood you prefer. I mean, this is a cherry house after all, so I would assume you're using cherry wood. I would hope so. Anyway, so basically what you're going to do is that you're going to want to have 3 logs, just like that, or 3 planks, and you're just going to leave like a kind of like a doorway almost, but that's going to be a window, and you can probably place glass just like that. This one is going to be a doorway or a balcony, so you're going to leave that empty for right now, and you're just going to repeat this cycle all the way across until we get to the bigger portions of the windows. Alright, so once you get to right here, it's a bit tricky, but don't fear, because all you gotta do is just place blocks just like that. It's not that hard. Alright, we'll come back to that later. And this one, we're actually not going to add any planks at all. We're just going to add 2 windows right there and 3 right here. And then we might add some on top. And there you go, you have a little bit of a back window, allowing you to see what's behind your house, see if the burglars are coming in right here. And you can change these at any time. It really doesn't matter. And this one, you're just going to have walls. Alright, and if you want, you can have a window. Alright, I like having a window like right here. When we do get to this part right about here, you don't want to leave. You don't want to do anything here. It's quite simple, right? You don't need to do anything because this is going to be our stairway, how we get into the second floor. Now remember, we left this empty for right now. All we got to do is kind of build like a triangle shape, really, or pyramid just going up. And you can probably leave it right about there, and just like that. And we should have a shape just like this. And what you're going to do is that you're just going to fill this in with glass. You have big window. Alright, so now you can see intruders coming from this side. Take a look at the front of our house. It looks rather peculiar, or maybe a bit odd to some, right about here. It doesn't look right. Like, take a look at this. You have an overhang around the house, but then you don't have an overhang out front. And I'll tell you why I didn't do that here in a second. It's because we're going to need slabs. In this case, you could use any type of slabs you want. Stone slabs to be the best option. What you're going to do is that you're just going to place 3 stairs just like that. And maybe a couple more stairs just like that, okay? And this is just the beginning of our deck, alright? It's not going to wrap all the way around. It's just going to be like a front deck. And what you're going to do is that you're just going to place an extra overhang. I know, very, very funny. Alright, the overhang has an overhang. It's going to kind of fill it in with slabs, and you can angle this any way you want. I just like having a little bit of a curve to it, so maybe right about there is where I'll end this side, and we're just gonna fill it in. And there we go. We should have the balcony of our house about done. However, we're going to need some fences just to keep the intruders at bay. I can add a dark oak fence, or a gate, pardon me, not a fence, two different things. Now, probably the most boring and tedious task of all of them is building the roof, and nobody likes build roofs. What you're going to want to do is that you're just going to go to this front low wood here, and you're just going to build up one, and just like that, you should have something just along the lines of that. It should be a bit shorter than that top one, but I want to do it up here. Alright, just like that, and you're going to go to the contrary side of this front one, and you're just going to do the same thing there. Boom. And one right about here. Now, once you have these little triangles set up, what you're going to do is that you're going to take your oak stairs and you're just going to build along the side just like this, all right? And you should have a little bit of structure right like this. It doesn't look correct now, but we'll fix that later, all right? And we're just going to do this every time we see one of these. And there we go. Now we have the first part of our roof down. Now, for the ends of these roofs, we're going to add a little bit of overhang just to give it a little bit more depth and detail, as I said earlier. And you're going to go just like that, and you're going to place an upside down stair like that, and you're going to place two more just like that. And you should have like this wonderful little structure coming together, but we're not done just yet. We need to do this for every single one. Now, once you have this general shape for all your triangles out, now you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your spruce stairs for the outside, go under it, and make like this little shape as it gives it a little bit more depth, and it should be facing backwards. And if it's not, well then fix it. I don't know what else to say. And you're going to skip a block and you're going to place more upside down stairs. And basically this whole bottom row is going to be upside down spruce stairs. And what you're going to do here is you're going to do the same thing, and you're just going to connect the two. There we go. And you're just going to work your way around just like this. You're going to place it upside down, facing backwards. And you're just going to wrap around until you see another one. And there you go. And we just continue like this. And right when you get to here, you don't really need to do anything. You can leave it open, but we're going to do this. Alright, just to make it simple. And we're just going to leave it just like that. Alright, and from now, you have the outline of your roof. So for this part, you're just going to want to, quite frankly, just connect these. Just connect them just like that. You're going to connect this one to that oak. And as you can see, we're going to kind of make a little bit of twisty-turny here. I don't know if you know that's a word. Probably wasn't. But if it isn't, don't care. Didn't ask. Connect these all around. We'll start with the bottom since that's probably the simplest to do. And connect. You might have to work your way around, but that should be all right. Because you guys are engineers. You guys know how to do this stuff. And then you don't have to do anything for this third floor here. Just connect the first and the second floor. Quite simple. Actually, we can add this. We can add a bit of a stair. So we just go bring it out one, bring it over. And then we could connect these. And that will be completely fine. A little tricky at times since the hitbox for the stairs is rather low compared to all the other full blocks. And there we go. Now we are almost done with the roof. However, it's just one slight problem. That block. Alright, so what are we going to do with it? We could just get rid of it, but no, we're not. And so to top this off, ha ha ha. Alright, very funny joke. Anyway, to top this off, we're going to want to just break all these top cherry woods. We don't need them anymore. They were there just for a placeholder kind of. And this top one included. And we're just going to fill it in. Kind of just right about until there. And you can fill it in right until you reach the edge there. Just like that, and we should have a little bit of a shape like this. I'm not really sure what type of shape it is. It looks like a rectangle. Also looks like a trapezoid, almost. Like it vaguely resembles one. But you're just going to trace this top stair halfway through the roof. So you're just going to probably cut it maybe almost to the middle. Like you're just going to go right about until you get to this door right here. Alright, and right at this door, you're going to stop building the stairs. And then we're going to connect these with the smaller floors. All right. Now, this is completely fine. And this one's going to be a bit shorter. We're going to do one block shorter than that. And we should have something just like that. And you can just fill it in. All right. So now once we have that, we could just fill the roof in, quite frankly. With this, whatever you want. And it looks a bit better now, but we're going to need to fix this because it looks too blocky, all right? So what we're going to do is that we're just going to take some oak slabs just to give it a little bit more texture. And as you can see, we give it a little bit more depth. Probably add a stair there. There we go. And our roof is now complete. Ta-da! Now you could leave it just like this. However, there would be a slight problem because there's a big gaping hole in your wall. Which, I mean, like, it's not... No, not hole in the wall as in the MCC game. Come on. There's literally a big hole in your wall. But here's, so we're going to add a bit of a style. And you could break these 2 stairs because they're in our way now. And you could just add glass panes just right here. And that gives off the illusion that it's like a sliding door or something like that. And once you're here, you can place spruce trapdoors. All right, you can to give it like a little bit of a shading. Maybe we're about right there. All right, should have right about that. And then you can place a lantern on one of these right about here. You could place a lantern, or you could place it. If you bring this one up, just to make it a little more asymmetrical, you can bring it right here, and boom, it is now in the middle of your walkway. And now, probably for the easiest part of this, you're going to need some cherry. You're going to need some cherry slabs. Right? And you're just going to build your pathway up. This can be built however you want. I'm going to build it a little bit shorter, just because we don't really have much space here. Otherwise, we'd be building right into the lake, which is not a little clunky, but that's all right. As long as we have enough stairs, we should be fine. I'm going to make it a bit wider, just so we can walk on it and not fall off and have to walk all the way up again. That's one thing that I do want to mention, is that we're going to need some logs just to make it a little bit better. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my logs and have a spruce trapdoor. All right, so we're just going to maybe like a little bit of support right there, a little bit of support there, a bit here, maybe one on this side as well. Whoops, can't have that. And that's all you really have to do. A little bit extra detail, or maybe a little bit of spice. We're going to add 2 lanterns right here just to give it a little bit of a better aesthetic feeling. And you're just going to go around and just place leaves maybe. So cherry leaves,
for those of you who want a bit
something I
extra
noticed about the cherry leaves is that
a great idea is to add some bushes
and you
around
place
the
it
house,
next to a blooming azalea, or flowering, pardon me, I mean flowering azalea leaf, and you place it right here. It looks like as if it's reached its final stage. As you can see, first, second, third. All right, and you can just wrap this around the house if you guys want. Just give it a little bit more of a floral type kind of vibe. And there we are. Our house is now finished. So here you are. You can walk out to your beautiful lake, and you can say, flex to your friends, say, hey, I'm the greatest builder of all time. But we all know who that is. This guy on my shoulder, definitely. He's the greatest builder. Yeah, he's the brains behind this operation. And if you guys have any requests for any future videos, then perhaps just leave a like and hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments, you know, what do you guys want me to build next? I can try my best building another survival base that's as epic as this one. I mean, almost. I mean, this one's pretty cool.